Hello, Blessed Star family. So I am Lula. Welcome to my channel if you're new here, and welcome back for those of you who keep coming back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is kind of a part two, actually. I did a Tallulah talk and some messages from Spirit, but then I had to take a break and do a lot of different things, and so here we are. A lot of time has gone by for me. You may have just clicked over, but a lot of time has gone by for me, so anyway, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this tribe, this circle of people. We are building strength amongst ourselves and each other. Today, we are going to speak with the blue heron because there's, when the energy, I don't even know where to begin. I've got to let's take a few deep breaths, because they may just be here first, but if you watch the other one first, you came here, you know what I'm saying. You may even want to go back and watch that one, but no pressure. There's absolutely no pressure if you're just here for the blue heron medicine. That's fine. I may bring up things from that because I do feel like it's kind of like a space-time continuum thing going on. But right now I'm getting really distracted because my view is really magnificent. Somehow, I'm sorry. But I really want to talk to you guys today. I'm doing some channeling, taking some deep breaths, whatever works for you. I was feeling my grandmother right now, feeling a little Swami turban action going on. You know, it's interesting growing up, all throughout my life actually, I heard things like, "You're just like grandma." But they've been said in all different ways, in all different references, in all different tones of voice. But I feel like this is one that I'm like, yeah, I think my grandma would be like, "That's awesome. You look awesome." Because she was really into turbans, my witchy grandmother. So number 45 is the blue heron. We're going to jump in real time. We are in the waxing crescent, but the first quarter moon is tomorrow. But I feel like, I'm sorry, I'm downloading. I'm sorry, not sorry. You know what I mean? Like, well, because I was like gangbusters, like going in. I'm like, let's get in. Let's just dig on in. Let's talk about this. And I'm like, whoa, like so much is coming in. So I'm going to channel a little bit. A lot of bird medicine has been coming through. The ravens, please research beyond the blue heron. You can research beyond. We're working with the medicine cards book today. And we have the blue heron. I don't know what kind of light you're going to get. Oh, that's kind of nice. But twice today, I saw two ravens flying overhead together. So look up Raven Spirit Medicine as well. So work deeper with the blue heron beyond this book if you feel called to, and work with the Raven Spirit Medicine if you feel called to. Ravens are the representation of magic in the magical spiritual realm. So they are the bringers of magic. They actually are in this book as well. If they call me to read from them, I will. But otherwise, let's just jump in with the blue heron. I feel like the other things, if they're meant to come in, they'll come in. If they're not, they're not. I am just the messenger here. Also, they want me to say for some of you who you've reached out to me and I haven't responded to you, I talk about that in the Tallulah talk and messages from Spirit. Also, there's in the community section, they had me take screenshots of some of the music I worked with for that episode and this episode. But basically, it just kind of explains everything I'm going through. You know, long story short, I am overwhelmed. I have 2 homes going simultaneously right now we just have so much going on. We're really close to the finish line, and I just cannot hold space for anyone right now. So some things I was called to reach out, and then, you know, like all of a sudden it was just like, whew. So, you know, you may hear from me in a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. I have no idea. There has been many people, and I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. I talk about it more and that, but right now I really need to focus on my work and why I was brought here, my purpose, and work on my own things and take care of my family and our this land that we are so blessed to be the custodians of, and our new home. There's just so many projects and so many things going on. I barely have enough oxygen for myself. So that is that. Okay, so the blue heron says, thank you, sacred water bird. Okay, there are a lot of entities coming through. Okay, in real time, we're 10 days away from Samhain. The veil is getting thinner. No matter when you watch this, the message is always timeless. But, you know, if you're seeing things, hearing things, feeling things, you're not, you know what I mean? It's very real. If you're new here, it's okay. Hang in there. You know, watch some of my older stuff. You know, look online, search out what messages want to come through. Also, this keeps trying to pop out of the book. I have another channel called The Magical Medium. There's a link to that on this channel. If you're just finding me for the first time, welcome, and welcome to our family. We are a soul family. We are a tribe of people who are doing our best to hold space while everybody is waking up to make this world a better place for all of us. So anyway, there is a really great picker reading. The last picker reading I did was about this energy, the eclipse energy that we're going through right now, the shadow energy. And it was love messages from your shadow or something like that. But go check it out. Really good. And for some of you, I kept seeing the snake earlier. So I feel like if you were thinking about watching the snake one, this is your green light. Yes, go watch the snake one, especially because the little emoji snake is green. So yeah, we're channeling, guys. We're channeling. Welcome. This is, you know, I'm very grounded and centered, but also when I'm channeling, I just go with the flow of what's happening, and I love it. It's actually really fun. My body feels really yummy, and oh my gosh, it's so funny. That is something that I used to hear from another light worker all the time, and I haven't said that word in forever, but it does. There's this flow of it's almost like if you've ever seen that movie High Spirits with Steve Guttenberg and Daryl Hannah, Liam Neeson, Beverly D'Angelo. It's so good. Peter O'Toole. I highly recommend you watch it. It's so funny. It's free on YouTube right now. And my husband and I were cracking up watching it again. I'm like, I love this movie. It's so good. But they talk about scalping, like when they're like the ghosts are like kind of giving them. It's like I guess we're supposed to think it's kind of like an orgasm or something like that, but that is how spirit feels throughout my body. It does feel very orgasmic, and like there's just this beautiful energy when I'm channeling, and I'm channeling healing energy, I'm channeling messages. So the blue heron says, thank you, sacred water bird, for sending reflections to me, the mirrors of the quest for life, the worlds that live inside of me. Show me how relationships work with my path woven within the whole, the lessons of kinship with all life, reflecting my spirit's eternal goal. So the key word, each of the spirit animals have their own key phrase or word that describes their medicine, their spirit medicine, told through the eyes of this light worker, Grandmother Twyla. So the key word for the blue heron is self-reflection. And do you hear the squirrel? We haven't had the squirrel come in a while. So the squirrel represents a lot of things. So look up squirrel spirit medicine if you haven't seen some of the past readings that we've done in the last month or so. But the main one that I'm getting right now is some of you, you really need to, it's almost like, yes, spirit wants you to live in fantasy. Yes, they want you to, you know, whatever, but self-reflect on like what you really need right now. Like what's really important, what's important to you, what's important to your growth process, like what's important, you know, like what do you need? The self-reflection is to go inward. I haven't seen him. Where is he? If he shows himself, hold on. So I have to laugh about this. I don't know what this squirrel is doing. I'm just gonna let him do it. But just when I was starting to feel like really calm and comfortable on the property, and everything was good, they started construction on the freeway. And I said to my landlord, I said, do you know if they have any plans to like do any work, you know, whatever? I'm like, because you know, this has happened to me before. And I said, I saw that the people above us, it looked like they were breaking ground. He's like, oh, he's been talking about building a house there for years. He's like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. So we've been like sandwiched in between construction for months now. It hasn't been too bad until just this last week. And whatever they're doing, my husband explained it to me, but I don't really. Basically, it's just like they're setting pipes. They're setting, so it's like, toom, toom, like that. I'm like, I don't know how those construction workers, like, I give them so much credit because I could never, like, that would make me feel crazy. And it has been making me feel crazy. In fact, we ended up going hiking this week. I was like, I gotta get out of here. I don't know if I'm gonna post this first or the hiking video first, but I took a really nice hiking video for you guys. I took you to the Mary Mere waterfalls with us. It was really fun. But that was even hard. It felt like work. Like, I feel like it seems like these days, like, no matter how much I'm putting like good things into the world and I want it to go smooth and be mellow, it's like some stressful thing where I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And I realize I just have to laugh about it, because if I don't, I'll go crazy, because we left here to go and be calm, and we wanted to like go have a fire or whatever. And I was like, oh, I kind of want to go to that waterfalls. And I was getting this vibe from spirit, like they didn't want to like tell us where to go. They kind of wanted us to experience whatever we need to experience. Because in some ways I was like, we were absolutely positively supposed to be there at that time, because certain things happened where I was like, wow, that was like really profound. And I felt so blessed to be a part of it, you know? And then there were other moments where I'm like, this is like awful. And I don't want to be here. And it was a really interesting experience. And I feel like spirit was trying to show us that like right now, things are uncomfortable. They're uncomfortable. And the only way for us to work through that energy is self-reflection, is to go inward, to find out like, are things bothering us? Why are things happening? Also, the squirrel wants me to say, for somebody, you really need to stockpile your stuff for the winter. We've been getting that too, Alder and I, you know, because I've been checking the weather. Oh my gosh, these squirrels are so funny right now. You can see them. They're like having a blast. They're living their best life. Thank you, squirrels. You're so funny. But yeah, I'm hearing for some of you, like it's good to like self-care and take care of yourself, but it's also good to like save for a rainy day. You know, especially if you're like us, like the construction had just gotten so much. I'm like, I got to get out of here before I crawl out of my skin. And like, we went to this place that at this time of year, on a Thursday, I was like, what is happening? It was so packed. It was so crazy. We didn't have the getaway that we wanted, you know. And then I laughed to him and I said, you know what we want, we can actually do here. Except for with the construction. So it was really funny because we wanted to go, I actually really wanted to go in one direction, but we really were pulled to go in this other direction because we had to get some other things done. And it was just like, well, you can go here, you can go here. And they're, you know, where I live, it's still, you know, tourist season. It actually, the best time to live where I live is when the weather's really bad, you know, but that's the whole point, right? Like to stockpile for the winter. I've been telling Alda that. I'm like, we need to get ready for the winter. I've been getting that vibe from spirit, you know, so that we can just take, you know, long sabbaticals where we can just be cozy in our house. Like we've been working on this dream and building this dream for so long, you know, that it's like, I feel like spirit's like, no, this is your time. This is your time to kind of relax and take a breather. And, you know, like once we do, like, we're almost there, but like, we're like at the finish line. We're so close. This is the closest we've been. And it's just so exciting. So, you know, but it depends on our energy level. It's like, yeah, could we do it and be in there in a week? Sure. But I'm like, but do we want to keep pushing ourselves through eclipse season, through, you know what I mean? Like everything that's happening on the planet and just the energy. So we've just been trying to be like, okay, this is what really has to be done. This is what needs to be done, you know? And then the other things, it's like, we'll get it next year. You know what I mean? Like seriously, like right now it's just about being in a clean, healthy, safe environment. So with that being said, I'm going to be doing a lot of self-reflecting, and you probably won't hear from me. Many of you won't hear from me. And if I don't respond even here, like I can't get to all of it. I'm so overwhelmed right now. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best to stay afloat, but it takes a lot of energy to stay this nice, right? I remember somebody said one time, it takes the same amount of energy to be mean as it does to be nice. And I'm like, I absolutely disagree with that. I was like, no, I've been in both situations, and it is in certain times I'm finding it easier to be nice and loving now, but there have definitely been times in my life where I was like, it was much easier to be an asshole and be just like, fuck off, like I can't deal with you right now, you know? Right now I'm just like, you know, like, right? It's like my silence means I'm not available. You know what I mean? It's like I'm just not present. I need to stay in my world. And I think all of us, I feel like this is a message for all of us because honestly, I've never had so many of you guys reach out to me all at once where I'm just like, I think because normally this time of year in like witchy season, I'm like all about it. And I'm just like, yeah, and let's play. But right now I'm just like, I have been home free, living off the grid for almost a year and a half. I'm exhausted. I'm so close to getting into my house and sitting in my beautiful cozy couch in front of my fireplace. I'm like, I'm like, that is what's keeping me going. That is what's keeping me going. Anything else, I'm just like, I literally like cannot hold space for anybody. I'm like, call another friend, you know, reach out, like talk to spirit. Because the truth is, we don't need anybody but ourselves. Like, yes, we need community to survive and thrive, but like all the answers that we need are really within. So, with that being said, it says the Heron medicine is the power of knowing the self by discovering its gifts and facing its challenges. It is the ability to accept all feelings and opinions without denying any emotion or thought. Heron flies over those who are unaware of who they are and where they belong in the world. Gently dropping a blue feather to them, Heron asks that they follow their intuition and begin the empowering journey of self realization. If the great blue heron has flown into your cards today, it is urging you to dive into the watery world of feelings to seek your truth. Heron teaches you to develop your self-reflective skills so that you may come to know yourself in an intimate way, looking at yourself through the filmy lens of self-importance, the cloudy perceptions of low self-worth, or the myopic eyes of self-pity. Victim, you will never understand your true potential or appreciate the opportunities that appear. I will pull this in because we spoke about this in the other episode, the part 1 or whatever. And this was, I found this from Sadhguru, and it hit, I was like, wow, this makes so much sense with everything that's happening right now. And he says, as long as you think someone is responsible for the way you are, you cannot become the way you want to be. And the question is, are you stuck in the blame game, thinking that others control your life? So there was some angel numbers, some cool messages and music messages and things there. And so I'll put stuff in the description box and in the comments section. And I love your comments. Keep them coming. I love it. I love it. It helps with the algorithms and all that. Thank you so much. It brings more of our tribe. It brings more of us together to continue lifting each other up. I just don't have the bandwidth right now to just respond to everybody and talk to everybody. I love you. Just know I love you. just know I love you. Just know I'm sending you good energy and work on yourself. Whatever you want to, whatever, I'm good. Work on you. This is your time. This is your green light from spirit to work on you. Don't worry about anybody else. Of course, we send each other good love and we watch each other's videos and support each other, but I'm saying like work on your stuff. Okay. So this says, they asked me to read this again. So looking at yourself through the filmy lens of self-importance, the cloudy perceptions of low self-worth, or the myopic eyes of self-pity, you will never understand your true potential or appreciate the opportunities that appear. Heron asks that you examine yourself with a cold eye to see what you wish to improve and how you want to change. If you get stuck in the process, it may be a sign that you're being too hard or critical on yourself and others. Choosing to blame others and constantly pointing a finger at life situations instead of claiming responsibility for your own actions shows that you lack the courage to face the enemy within. And that's what this energy is all about. Like, use it. Use the eclipse energy. It's about darkness, right? It's about looking in the void. It's about looking at your shadow, looking at your dark side and loving it anyway. And seeing like, am I feeling this feeling and this emotion? Why am I feeling this feeling and this emotion? You know, like, and working through it and not pushing it away and pushing it in the closet. It's like, especially for a lot of our tribe members that are super high vibration loving beings, but you surround yourself with vampires, or you allow them to like take from you and you're not giving back to yourself. That whole thing, it's like it's the Groundhog Day cycle that just keeps happening over and over again. And it's like then you start to feel strong again, and then you let them back in, you let it start all over again, and they're saying don't do that anymore. You have to remove yourself from situations completely. And there's so many people out there that want to help. All you have to do is ask. Okay, so Heron medicine people are willing to look at themselves and see the truth of their own motives, actions, feelings, dreams, goals, inner strengths, and their inner weaknesses. And balancing those truths, Heron's medicine shows you how to meet the challenges of your personal weaknesses and how to continue developing the skills that lead to inner strength and certainty of purpose. Right? So don't get so wrapped up in like the little things, the mundane things, you know? It's like all we really need is food, shelter, warm shelter, right? We need somewhere depending on where you live, right? Or cool, right? If it's hot where you are, right? But all we really need is shelter, food, and water. You know, everything else, you know, those are the basics for us to survive. Obviously, we go to the bathroom and all that, sleep. You know what I'm saying? But it's like it's about the basics. Having somewhere to sleep so that you can sleep soundly and wake up and, you know, feel good about yourself and others so that you can carry on in the world, you know? Not trying to be something or someone that you're not. It could be something that you're not anymore. I mean, I've been having things with, you know, my channels too. You know, I already see like how certain things are going to change and evolve, and I welcome it. I welcome it. I'm like, I'm ready for something different. I'm ready for a change. I want that. You know what I mean? So because I want it, I know it's going to come. But in the meantime, you know, I have to face the shadow. I have to face the darkness. I have to, you know, it was really hard for me to like say certain things in that last episode. And lately, I think because I went from, you know, I've had certain things happen throughout my life so many times. And then I had a breakthrough moment today that was so eerie and was so creepy that I was like, what the fucking fuck? Or, you know, that thing, you know what I'm talking about? Those moments, those aha moments, or that moment, you know, where you're like, oh shit. Yeah, and you're like, you can't hide. That's when you know. That's when you know with every fiber of your being that shit is watching you, that you are never alone, that there is always someone watching us and taking care of us, but not in a creepy big brother way that they're doing, you know, like coming in through our phones and all that kind of stuff, you know. It's a completely different way. It's about calling upon your angels and your guardians and saying, please watch out for me. Please look out for me. You know, thank you for protecting me. Building that altar, no matter when. You know, of course, now 10 days away from Samhain, I'm going to say, you know, make that ancestral altar even better. But, you know, I told my husband, I'm like, fuck yeah, do I want to be in there before Samhain? I'm like, sure. But I'm looking at the weather and, you know, for whatever reason, November gets really tough around here. And I was like, it's hard to transition. Like we're transitioning, like now it's like full fall, you know, where it's like it's turning to the point now it'll be 50 during, it's been like 65, sometimes 70, you know, and then during the day, you know, and at night it's getting down to like maybe 50. But now it's going to start plunging, right? The temperatures, and I can feel it. I was hanging stuff on the line today. I was like, oh, winter's coming. Like, I can feel it. And I told him, I was like, you know, as long as we're prepared for it, I feel like we'll be fine. But I don't want to push us so hard. It's like, that's our ego, right? So there's going to be a link below to this article that I read before I came on here. Spirit led me to it. It was posted on October 13th of this year, which was really rad. You know, I'm born December 13th. And it's also 13's number of the witch, the goddess. So anyway, but really great little thing at the beginning about how great eclipse seasons are too, and how wonderful the next 6 to 8 months are going to be. I feel that as well. I do feel the planet is getting better. It's just if you feed into the hopelessness, you know, I watched this interview today with Alanis Morissette and Kelly Clarkson, and thank goddess for, you know, like Alanis, we're around the same age, you know, like I remember when Jagged Little Pill came out and just like how it changed my whole life and how amazing and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, Kelly was like, I could tell she was really grasping at straws, you know, she was just like, you know, how do you do that? How do you, and I'm like so grateful for these gurus, you know, the Cyndi Laupers, the Chers, the, you know, Stevies, you know, of all the Stevies, right? That, I'm thinking of Steven Tyler too. But even now, like all these like awesome icons are bringing music back. They're creating new music and albums, like showing everybody like, you know, hey, this is a revolution again, but this time we're winning, man. We are winning. Don't let them think we're moving backwards. We're not moving backwards. We're moving forward. So keep moving forward. The last year man, spirit got me at every fucking turn. And if you're close to me, you know, I mean, I've spoke about it on here, but like I have been through the ringer for a long time, but it's stuff that I needed to work through. It's karmic. It's blood and bone. It's things that are part of my purpose to help my blood and bone and to help the, you know, to anchor the other light workers that will be coming, you know, to teach and educate the other future light workers, you know what I mean, that are children and being birthed. It's a very important and very special time right now. So stay alert and stay open. You know, you're not crazy. There's a lot of cool things happening. Believe in magic. Keep up with our mantras, right? I am strong, I am mighty, I am capable, or am I mighty, I am strong, I am capable. It doesn't matter. But that's a great mantra. And on that article that I'm going to put below, and what's so great about the article is that she does a little horoscope for each energy. And man, she was spot on for Gemini for my husband. She was spot on for my moon is in Scorpio and I'm a triple Sag. And man, all three of them were spot on. All of the mantras that she put there, really great mantras. I was like, wow, these are really helpful for where I'm at. Because I feel like this old programming of me would have been like, do it this way, blah, blah, blah. Instead, I'm like, no, we will fucking make it happen when it's meant to happen. I'm like, do I want to, blah, blah, blah? Yes. I'm like, but am I going to live in there and soon? I'm like, yes. So, just keep moving forward. What is holding you back is you. There's nobody else really holding you back. I mean, obviously, if you're being held against your will, but you wouldn't be watching this if you were, most likely. And if you are being held against your will, then I urge you to please, find a way to, if you've got this, there's got to be a way you can reach out. You know what I mean? And sometimes we're being held against our will without even realizing we're being held against our will. Ask yourself, your friends, your family, your job, like, are you happy? Are you happy with people? And anxiety is so big right now. And if you're not grounded, stop drinking, caffeine or, for the empaths out there, make sure your diet is clean. Make sure you're taking really good care of yourself, I know as an artist, I have to fight myself to sleep because I just want to play and I want to do it. And then I have to just turn my phone off and go, okay, I'm going to bed. I need to get some sleep. I got to blah, blah, blah. Spirit calls to me. I'm like, okay, I'm going to, I'm going to go to work. But it's about getting inside what makes you happy, and what's not working for you anymore, because that's the huge part of this release right now, right? So it says, are you willing to dive into the watery depths of your own feelings and discover the role of your spiritual essence? Let me ask you again. Are you willing to dive into the watery depths of your own feelings and discover the role of your spiritual essence? No surface shit. No more yoga pants. Just because you have the crystals and just because blah, blah, blah. This is like living it every fucking day. I believe in magic and miracles and not looking past whatever. You're miserable at your job, your family, your friends. Change it. I am telling you from personal experience, I'm not asking you to do anything I haven't done myself. I didn't come from money. I didn't, there were many times. I remember one time I was so angry because so many, my dad would give money. You've heard me talk about this. And my dad said, no. It's like he knew he wasn't meant to take care of me or because he's like, you'll keep coming to, because not that I was lazy because I'm a hard worker, but I get in these ruts where I would be fine for a while, then I wasn't, then I was fine for a while and I wasn't, because I'd start a new job or a new relationship or I'd move somewhere new. And I was like, but once the newness ran off and there was nowhere to fucking run, that was a big thing for my family, was like, you can't run away from yourself. And I was like, thank you for those pearls of wisdom, because it's true, you can't. Because everywhere you go, you are there. And right now, these wars and this greed, it's so silly. They're fighting over toys. They're fighting over, you know what I mean? I know it's bigger than that. I'm not trying to I'm just saying that wars happen for control and greed. And that's juvenile. That's a child that's fighting for control, fighting for mine. No, we were here first. Fuck you. Well, it's you know what? We all can coexist. There's literally so much abundance on this planet. We are in a plethora of abundance. There's more money, there's more food, there's more wealth than we can ever possibly imagine for everybody 10 times over. There's no reason why some should have this and some should have that, And so that's what we're fighting for. Earth equality, not just countries, states, towns. This is a massive thing we are doing. So no more feeling sorry for yourself or, saying, oh, I'm just going to eat that, or, oh, I'm just going to do that, blah, blah, blah. I've been getting that from Spirit too. Alder and I'm like, man, when we get in the house, I can't wait. I've been saving jars. I've been getting stuff for canning. My life's about to fucking glow up like it's never glowed up before. And I can't wait. I can't wait to show stuff, share more with you. So, but let's get back to this. So, are you willing to dive into the watery depths of your own feelings and discover the role of your spiritual essence? Heron is now calling you to delve deeper, to know yourself and to trust your path. like the phoenix. We're almost in Scorpio season, by the way. My moon's in Scorpio. Phoenix. Because Phoenix, the Scorpio is the only water sign that is birthed from fire. So, like the phoenix who rises from its own ashes, Heron emerges from the unseen worlds of spirit into a new balanced sense of self in order to embrace its potential again and again. The magnificence of your human spirit lies waiting for the joy of discovery. If you are courageous enough to follow the water bird throughout the journey, Heron reminds you that every traveler on life's journey is a messenger and that every destination is the beginning of a new life cycle on the medicine wheel. So get off the hamster wheel and the fucking Groundhog Day of doing the same thing. Just each day do one thing different. That helped me. It really did. Just do one little thing each day different. I don't care if you're, because I can get OCD really bad. That's why I connect to Elise Meyer so much and I talk about her a lot because I'm like, oh my gosh, like I literally like have had like doctors and like my dentist was like, you have to stop brushing your teeth so much. You're brushing the enamel off your teeth. And now I'm having like, you know, well, I'm strong. No, I'm strong. I'm strong and mighty. My teeth are strong and mighty. I'm strong and mighty. But I am working on getting my teeth even stronger and my bones even stronger and my blood even stronger and my mind even stronger and my soul even stronger and my mental health even stronger every day. Thank you, Blue Heron. So research further other stuff on your own. There's a contrary, and sometimes they ask me to read it, but I'm feeling like no, because there's only a few minutes left, and I feel like they only want me to read this. Contrary Heron also reminds you that self-improvement is best accomplished by balancing the desire to change with gentle discernment. Yes, don't try and do it all in one go. Take little bites here and there. Those of you who've been walking with me on this journey, you know what I'm fucking talking about. You know how difficult. This hasn't been easy, but I did it, and I'm still here. I'm living proof that I'm still here. If you're watching this, you're still here. No matter what you went through, you're still here. And on the other video, one of the songs we talked about was Somehow You Do from Reba McEntire from a movie called 4 Good Days. And we also spoke about Susie Quattro, which the number 4 is Quattro. So, you know, 4 is about balance. And so this keeps coming up for us. So get balanced. Get centered, enjoy life, take more time for yourself. Don't concern yourself about what everybody else is doing. Just concern yourself with what's going on with you. Pray for peace on the planet. Pray for love on the planet. You can do so much just from not even going anywhere. And for those of you who are a little hard on yourself or you're pushing too hard, you may want to watch that other episode too, because first quarter moon is tomorrow, and that energy is about taking action. And Spirit said, remember that sometimes not taking action is also an action. Not doing something is doing something. It's on the way you look at it. So I have one more minute and they want me to finish this. And it says, there are many layers of truth to understand, and wholeness is impossible to attain in one dive. You do belly flops when you become judgmental, rigid, and flat for yourself and others. Diving deeply into your feelings, you may emerge renewed, but being too critical, merely floating on top of the water, you will callously break your spirit in the process. Exactly. Are you straddling too many worlds? Because if you're, it's like I float in between, like I float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, like I float in between the worlds, but that's part of my gifts and I can do that. And maybe you can do that too, but you know, find out like what's going on, like where are you lacking balance? Okay, I've got like 30 seconds. Okay, so you don't want to break your spirit, right? So the Heron reminds you to dive deeply, but do not hold your breath while waiting for instant or total enlightenment. Yes, the instant gratification. It doesn't exist. It's not real. It's not real. It's a man-made fucking bullshit to try and get us to control, right? Like, because we're always, I have to be the best. I have to be perfect. It's such fucking bullshit. So if you do not resurface for air, the collective feelings of humanity and the infinite depth of eternity can drown you. And that, my friends, is why I'm saying I'm taking some time off. And I really hope that you pull back as well. But I'll be putting stuff out here in Pearls. I'm about to get cut off because it is Samhain is coming up after all. So, but just know I love you. I send you love. And thank you for all the love and support. I'll see you next time. Blessed be. Oh, bye. Take good care of yourselves and each other.